absolutely a massive, massive honour to obviously be on this stage. And it's funny actually, because I'll start off with this story because I probably shouldn't, because this is why I got in trouble in the first place. I was here last year and I said to Simon, I was talking to Simon at the party. He said, "I'd love to have you on stage, Sinead. Your problem is you swear all the time." And I was like, I'm really sorry. Actually, my answer was probably worse, but I'm trying not to get there today. But it's a massive, massive honour to be here. This has been the most incredible couple of days with the company, and to be asked to close today is just absolutely insane. So thank you very, very much for having me. I want to talk to you guys today about making a change and what it means to make a difference. The reason I wanted to do this is because everyone talks about everyone says that they want to make a change. Like, we have this big board outside, everyone is writing down their commitments, we say we want to make a change, but then people walk away from here and they don't actually do anything. And it's a trend that happens all the time. Obviously not everyone is going to take action, but really what I want you guys to think about is you've had some incredible speakers over the last couple of days, but when you walk away from this, what are you actually going to change? Like, what are you willing to do to put the work in to get the results that you want? Today is the day where you really want to be getting rid of excuses and really remembering why you're here, right? Because I know that most people in the room have children. You've had to kind of sort out childcare. We have an amazing creche right now. I can completely relate. My little girl's over there right now. It's incredible. But like, there are so many things. There's a reason you're here. You've sacrificed something already to come. To walk away from this event, I really want for you to think about what you're going to do from this. What are you gonna sacrifice? And there are so many sacrifices I've made through my business. Every single one of them was worth it, trust me. I want to tell you a little bit about myself, right? So I joined Juice Plus almost 3 years ago. I was working in a corporate environment. I was working 50 odd hours a week. I wasn't afraid of working hard, but I was really unhappy. I was in a situation where I finished my degree, I went to work, and I've probably been, 25, so working in corporate environments for about 5-6 years, had no holiday, I never took time off, I was always working extra hours, and I was in that mindset that to get ahead, you have to work really, really hard, and I wasn't afraid to work really hard, but I wasn't getting ahead. The company that I worked at, I had already done a couple of promotions. I was a sales manager for that company, and I remember this position came up for a promotion, and I said, okay, I'm going to go for it. I was already doing kind of the job anyway, and I went for it. I went for the promotion. My director took me aside and said, Sinead, it's kind of between you and one of the other guys. The problem is we're not going to give it to you. We're going to give it to him because we have never had a girl at this level in the company, and we're not willing to change that. If you know me, you imagine my reaction. I was fuming. And he then said, but you're doing a really good job. So what we want to do is we're going to split the workload. You can do half, but I was getting no reward. So I said no, because I'm not an idiot. And I was just like, where is my life? I was 25, which I appreciate I probably was going through like a midlife crisis, or like quarter life crisis, whatever you call it. But like, it was crazy. I was 25, I was unhappy. I just felt like I wasn't appreciated, right? And that's kind of what happens when you work for these companies, because they really don't give a shit. But that's kind of how it goes. And then alongside that business, I was in that company for a couple of years, and then alongside that, I had this new kind of exciting part-time thing I did in the evening, and my Juice Plus business was exciting me more than my normal job. And it got to a point where I really had to start looking at what I wanted in life and making some decisions. So I was working really hard behind the scenes on my Juice Plus business. I was building it up. I got to the position of senior sales coordinator in the evenings, in the sort of stolen moments of the day. And my business, everything was going really well until I found out I was pregnant. And then for me, everything changed. When I found out I was pregnant, I just really had to look at what I was doing with myself, what kind of lifestyle I wanted to live. By the way, this is way before I even envisioned things like presidential marketing director. I didn't really think people were making that much money. Like, I thought it was all a bit of a scam still. Like, it was kind of funny, but I just wanted to be in a position where I wanted to raise my own kid. Like, I wanted to be at home with her. Like, I wanted to do the mum thing. But because I was always working really hard, I thought, well, that's never going to happen for me, right? So I kind of had this big thing. I had to make that decision. And it was just kind of crazy because I had to make that decision, and my boyfriend was so amazing. He was just like, you hate your job and it's just making you miserable, and I really want to see you happy because he's the best guy ever. And I quit my job and I really started going into Juice Plus like wholeheartedly. Probably the best decision apart from him that I've ever made, right? So what I want to say though is this really, really takes work, and the reason was I was trying to look forward at what my life would look like in 10 years. If you've never done this, really, really do this. Try and think of where you are now, job-wise, money-wise, you know, housing, relationships, whatever. Envision 10 years' time. If nothing changes now, in 10 years, are you going to be where you want to be? Like, I'm from a council estate in London. There's really nothing extraordinary about me. My mum used to work 4 or 5 jobs all the time to raise me and my 2 sisters. And I used to watch her work really, really hard. And you know, there wasn't that time that we had as a family. I didn't want that, and that's okay, right? So if you're in a situation where you don't want what you want, that's fine. You can make that decision. One thing I knew from the very beginning was that with this business, with this opportunity, I was never, ever, ever going to look at my child in the face and say, I could have done better, but I didn't. Or I could have done better for you, but I couldn't be bothered to go to that event. Or there was a call on that night, but I couldn't be bothered to listen to it. I couldn't be bothered to make that journey. I couldn't be bothered to make that trip. Like, think about all the trivial stuff that we do in our day-to-day, the ridiculous TV shows. Like, they're not going to actually add value to you, your family, the generations to come. That was something I was not prepared to do, ever. So I got to work, I quit my job, and it was probably one of the best things I ever did. Oh, I've got ahead a minute, 1 second. So, I'm going to go back to this. So, when I was doing that, obviously my business grew. It was 2 years ago I came to this convention. I was heavily, heavily pregnant. And it just, you know, these things, I love these conventions because you always learn something all the time. Like, I was sat backstage and I wasn't really ready because Gordon was on and I was making notes. And it's just kind of crazy. But my business has grown. And what I was going to kind of reiterate from that is, through my pregnancy, through these decisions, I got to presidential marketing director, but then something else happened and I just wanted change, right? And change is okay. And my whole presentation is about change. And if there's something that you want to change, I want you to realise that it's possible for you the same way it was possible for me. It was 2 years ago we came here. My boyfriend is as brilliant as he is. He still did not like the company very much. So if you guys have partners or friends who give you shit and they say it's not real, it's a scam, you'll never make money, these people are fake, we all get it, right? I actually, a few months ago, I was accused of being a paid actor. And I don't know if it means I'm a really good actor, because I'm not. But people are ridiculous, right? They have something to say. So I was in a situation again, like, he really, really didn't believe in the business. But when we went to the Barcelona conference, that was, and again, I used to drag him along to everything. I don't drive, I'm ridiculous, right? So I'd always drag him along as like my chauffeur and make sure he came to all the events with me. He would be the one at the back that's always trying to get out of the room. And it took Barcelona, after all these big conferences, for him to realise that it was something that he wanted as well. So then that was when I think our daughter was like 4 or 5 months old. That's when he decided he wanted it. So not only has Juice Plus given me a life where I'm at home with my daughter, where, you know, I can be a mum and I can have a business and I can have my own money and my own independence. But now my boyfriend, this was a year and a half ago, he quit his job. And financially, we could have done that probably before, but he didn't quit his job because we had the finances. We had the finances long before he quit his job. He quit his job because he loved the business. And now he's here, he's got his own team, like, he's doing amazing, he's NMD, and I love him the most. And it's just kind of one of those things, and it gave us opportunities. When you make change and you make a decision and it makes a massive difference in your life, it doesn't change you, it changes everyone around you. So it's just done so much for us. And now he's got this big growing business. It allowed us last year to go on 15 family holidays, which is insane. For like 5 years before that, hadn't gone anywhere. And I don't think actually we'd been on many holidays. We were speaking about this. My boyfriend, his first holiday, he got his first passport, I think, when he was about 25 years old. And my daughter was a month. And she's already been on 15 holidays. The kid is spoiled and she's so ungrateful. But no, she's cute. And it's just absolutely crazy how these things can happen. Like we were like Dubai, Bali, Mexico. Like it's just given us so much. And the fact is, we always work really, really hard, regardless of where we are. And that's the beauty of our business as well, because you can work from absolutely anywhere. And one thing I was going to say as well is it doesn't really hit you until you watch it happen in other people, not just those that are close to you. I had the absolute pleasure today watching so many of my guys on the stage. And to see them hit promotions and to see them hit positions and to know the stories behind that, to know how much has helped them, how much has changed things in their circumstances, paying off debts, buying new cars because their car kept breaking down, those kind of things. It's pretty incredible. And it's just amazing. That's what our business is. And if you're here, hopefully you feel that, because it's the best business absolutely ever in the world. So I'm going to talk to you guys about kind of how you guys can make that change. Now, there were various